What's up, guys? We're here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we have a new version of the lightning spear build, and I'm so happy to bring this to you. But first and foremost, let's get in here, and I want to showcase it killing the boss. Oh, she's stunned. Bang, not too bad. Not too shabby. Tier 7s. So, guys, we are back here with Lightning Spear. We still got a long way to go, but this is early endgame maps. I'm at tier 6s and 7s right now. So, let's go ahead and break down everything, and then we'll do a little bit more of a showcase in the rest of the map. But the build is very, very strong. We still have a long way to go. A lot of my stuff is only 3 linked. Or technically 4 linked. So we got a ways to go. But with that said, let's go ahead and break down everything that we need and how this build actually works. First of all, big shout out to Trav. I'll leave a link down to him in the description of the video. Big shout out to him. I really wanted to bring a variation to the build without having to run the 3 dragons helmet, because in our last video we got a lot of comments about or questions about people trying to ask how to play the build without having to use 3 dragons and how to keep up our combat frenzy charges. So this version is not only without the helmet, but it's actually better in my opinion. It runs much smoother. However, there's a lot of requirements to the build. So for the build, you're going to need at least 133 intelligence, 45 strength, at least at a bare minimum, and then around 158 dexterity at an absolute minimum. I was sitting at 220 dexterity, but a lot has changed. Mainly because we're doing a cast on crit. We got cast on crit here, which is 133 intelligence. Okay, so first things first, let's go over the skills and what we're using. We do have Lightning Spear here, of course. Lightning Spear, we're going to have Volt, which is still our rack up pieces here. Where we throw our Lightning Spear, we rack these charges up, and then we throw our Lightning Spear, and it explodes absolutely everything, which I'll highlight more in the showcase. Volt, and then Deliberation for more damage, as well as Primal Armament for right now. We really need to get a greater, really, really bad. Then we got Primal Strikes. Primal Strikes with Martial Tempo, Crescendo, as well as Eviscerate. This is kind of where you've seen like big chunks of damage coming off the boss. So essentially what you want to do is throw out your Lightning Spears, get the shock onto your enemies, and then you're just throwing the primals until those like spirits spawn, which is really, really cool. I'm still running Explosive Spear because I still really love this skill. It's really good. We got Fire Infusion, Expedite still, and Fire Penetration just for some more damage. I still rock Thunderous Leap, guys, for momentum. It's the only movement skill that I run. It is very, very strong. Just really good. However, like you cannot run Thunderous Leap if you don't care about any movement skills, and run Stormlance instead, which I still really enjoy Stormlance a lot. If you're going to run Stormlance, do Scattershot with Lightning Infusion as well as Blindside for the increased crit. I still really like this over this move skill. I just think that this plays a little bit better, especially against bosses. So if you want to do bosses, you can swap this out. But I wanted to showcase it just in case if you guys really like Thunderous Leap. Next, we have Herald of Thunder now instead of Herald of Ice. Very, very good. We got Electrocute, Neural Overload, as well as Innervate, which just applies a lot of shock and just more damage for clearing. We're still doing Combat Frenzy with Profusion. We got Wind Dancer with Precision for more stacks and accuracy. We still got Barrage with Premedition, but we did add Twofold, which just has a chance for the charges for it to be doubled. So when we generate charges with our skill, we're going to be able to consume them with Barrage, and then that will give us like the addition. It like just doubles the damage effectively. So when we're running around, we can run up to this, right? I can shock all these guys, right? Throw my stuff, and then like I can armament it and just destroy everything, and it just absolutely wrecks. Okay, Barrage is great, and then our new addition is Cast on Critical. So this is something that we're playing around with. Cast on Critical with Sniper's Mark, so we're always going to apply the Sniper's Mark with the additional damage that is given to us for the next crit. Then we got impetus as well as energy retention, and that is just to make sure we get the points up here to be able to get it so it hits, right? So that way on our crits, we're able to do a lot of damage. Otherwise, the build is going to run through and play just like it did before, guys. You're not really changing anything here. Like I said, if you want to run like Primal Strikes and use Primal Strikes, you can. You're not required to use this at all. I still like Stormlance. That's just a personal preference. I still really enjoy that over anything else. But the build plays really, really well. It's great for clearing these mobs. You can consume your charges and just nuke the board. Hopefully I don't die from all this blood. Yep, you can throw this down and then just destroy them with the Primal Armament. It is really, really fun. Really cool to play. Right? Just super fun. The elites die pretty quickly. And we're good to go. Boom. The extra crit and shock is just so good. See the added damage there, which is really nice. We need to get our crit higher, but it is really, really good. I am really enjoying this version for clear and just everything that it does. So let's go to the gear. The gear on this build is, it needs a lot of requirements. The biggest thing is getting to 200 spirit. So we had to swap out our chest piece for 54 spirit here. And then we also had to get spirit in our amulet, which is another 46 spirit. Okay. I would highly advise, because you need to get to 133 intelligence to get an intelligence-based amulet, which just helps. And then, like, we did add 32 more intelligence into our amulet, or excuse me, our helmet, as well as the ring that we already had from the previous version of the build. Our weapon did not change. I still need to upgrade this, but it did not change. We got gloves, which is just attack speed, reses and max life on the belt, reses and max life or evasion and move speed on the boots. The shield that we have is just reses, max life, and evasion rating. Eventually, every huntress is going to want the best in slot shield, which I believe is the Lyco side, which is just, you literally only take this to double your accuracy, which is just very important. It just makes you do significantly more damage. And then we use the runes to figure out all the rest of our resistances here, which is just fine. We are sitting at a lovely 72% evasion rating with everything capped. I know I'm 1% off, but it's okay. So you are going to need some stat requirements, which is fine. I eventually do want to get some more decks, so let's go into the passive tree and see what we get. So the passive tree didn't change too much from what we were doing before. We just kind of swapped a few things around. So we do have our third ascendancy up to penetrate, which is great. I do not have my fourth one yet, but I will update that as we get it. Of course, we come down to Stalk and Leap. We have Precision Alvo. We added Primal Sundering. We do have Cooked for more crit, along with Escape Velocity. Catalyst for more damage. We still have Acceleration as well as Falcon Dive for more attack speed and accuracy. Or no, just more attack speed. We do have all of these spear nodes down here as we did before. Same thing with our Maiming Strike. Now, what we did add was Calming Calamity, because we get 50% increased lightning damage while affected by Herald of Thunder, which is always, which is great. We did keep everything that we did over here, guys. We just took away Falcon Technique, which is a lot of dexterity and attack speed, but it's okay. I'm only level 75, so if you want, you can still build out to this if you definitely want it, but we are a crit-based build. We still have all of our Heartbreaking and Heart Throbbing. We did come up and grab Throat Seeker for more crit. Then we came all the way over here to grab for the Jugular. We're also going to be getting True Strike as well as Deadly Force. We are also looking at grabbing one of the lightning nodes in here, as well as potentially like the lightning nodes here. It just depends on what you want to do. But I think right now getting the rest of the crit nodes here is going to be huge for this build. And then maybe taking like Wild Sword for more lightning damage, or I guess you could take Expose the Storm to help penetrate their resistances, which just helps clear. And we are a crit build, so 30% crit chance against enemies with lightning exposure is huge. So taking that is probably really, really good. But that's what we have for the passive tree, guys. Very, very strong, very powerful. And like I said, you just run around and launch your lightning and just watch everything explode. You can throw all your other stuff. I'm still iffy on Primal Strikes. I'm not the biggest fan of this at all. But, I mean, it does work. It does work just fine. These shield dudes suck, by the way. There we go. Just got to throw it into their back. But the build is absolutely fantastic, guys. It's so good. Now, how it works with Primal is essentially what we're doing is you can throw down your Stormlance and then your Lightning Spear. And you'll see that it'll apply shock to the enemy. And then once you throw this a couple times, then you hit your Primal Strikes, and it's going to consume all the shock that you've applied. And then it's going to nuke the boss or an elite for a lot of damage. Now, my showcase at the beginning of the video is only moderate damage because we don't have the additional shock thing. So I think once we get like exposed to the storm, and like maybe if we come down here and grab like rattled or not rattled, but magnitude of shock with frazzled, just to help with the shock, that might be good. You could also come up and grab some like more shock nodes in here or just flat out lightning damage. That might help. But I'm still iffy on Primal Strikes. I think the build is fine against bosses if you're just using Stormlance, you know, explosive spear and your lightning spear. I think that's still just like fine. I think it works just great. But yeah, guys, that is the new addition of the build, especially since we're not running the helmet anymore. So I hope that this build or this version of it does help you guys out. I'm toying between both of them. The cast on crit thing is very, very cool, but it does require a lot of intelligence and kind of take away from our dexterity, which is kind of a bummer. My current, my current crit chance is only 14%. We really want this to be a lot higher. We want this to be around like 25 to 30% at a bare minimum. Okay. And this is estimated from hit chance. So, I mean, it's nice, but we definitely want it to be much higher. So I'm definitely working on doing that. So we're still in the very early of the build. We're not even to tier 10 maps. So, but we're getting there, guys. So hopefully you guys like this build. Like the video, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And I hope this helps you guys out for those who didn't want to play 3 Dragons or couldn't get 3 Dragons because people were saying that it cost too much and it was really tough to get it. So hopefully this helps. Even though there's like stat requirements. Now, I will say this. You can also play this build without cast on crit. You do not need it. You do not need it. You will still have to manually cast Sniper's Mark if you want to do that. And you can run everything like we were before and just swap the gems out for what I currently have and just do it that way. But totally up to you guys. I ended up getting like my chest piece, my amulet. My amulet was 3 exalts, and then my helmet and chest piece were 1 exalt each. So, it's still pretty cheap right now. So if you guys go look to do this, you could probably get away with it for sure. So go hunt, do the stuff. All the stuff will be down in the description below, guys. Again, as always, stay gaming. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.